Lightning motorcycle repairs. If you're looking for help fixing your Lightning motorcycle, look no further. Our comprehensive Lightning motorcycle repair guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and maybe show you how to repair your vehicle. Check the battery voltage. Usually, if the battery loses power too quickly, your first instinct is to determine how long the battery pack has been left uncharged. If it has been uncharged for, say, 6 months, you might be able to recharge the battery pack successfully. But if it has been uncharged for more than 6 months, then it is most likely that your battery pack is defective. If you know that your electric bicycle has been sitting for a while without being recharged and your battery power dies out quickly, you can safely assume that the battery is defective and would need a replacement. If the battery has been charged for below 8 hours, try charging your battery for 8 hours and then see if the electric bike runs at full speed. It is a good practice to not leave the battery charger plugged into the electric bicycle for more than 12 hours because of the possibility of overcharging and also damaging the battery if the charger malfunctions. Check the battery prongs. Sometimes, the prongs on the battery aren't lining up properly, so the electrical circuit can't be completed. This can be easily fixed using a wrench to bend them slightly and realign them. You also need to check the battery charger port. If the battery charger is plugged into the wall, then unplug it. Plug the battery charger into the battery charger port on the electric bicycle and look for an illuminated indicator light on the battery charger. If the indicator light on the battery charger lights up when the charger is plugged into the electric bicycle, then the wiring and the wiring connectors going to the charger port are good and the charger port itself is good. If you have a multimeter, you can check the battery charger port's voltage could be tested. The level of the voltage present at the charging port has to be the same as the battery pack. You could also test the battery pack on a known good electric bicycle and then ride the electric bicycle at full throttle on flat ground so you can see how long the battery pack would last. On flat ground, most electric bicycles would have a range of around 30–45 minutes. If the battery pack lasts less than 30 minutes, then the battery is most likely worn out and must be replaced. If the battery pack lasts less than 20 minutes, then it is somewhat worn out and has to be replaced. Severely worn out batteries would only last 5–10 minutes. Check the brake motor inhibitor cutoff switch wires. If you dropped your e-bike, most likely a part of the handlebars may have been damaged. This can easily be diagnosed if there is any cosmetic damage to your brake levers or handlebars. If the brakes happen to be pulled back because of damage and aren't being let free, then the motor inhibitor switch is always turned on. You'll need to fix your brake levers before you can get your e-bike working again. Sometimes the switch itself needs to be replaced. This would take the knowledge and expertise of an electric bike mechanic to do. Alternatively, you can locate your controller and figure out which wires are for the brake inhibitor and disconnect them completely to get rid of this issue. However, this can be dangerous while riding and we don't suggest it. Check the throttle. If you have an e-bike with a twist throttle, you may have the tendency to pull it back and let it go without a slow release. If you do this all the time, you can damage the throttle, and eventually, it will break. Proper use of a twist throttle is to pull it back, and when you are done, don't just let it go, but put it back in its place slowly and softly. If your throttle feels loose, then this may be the issue and you may need a new throttle for your e-bike. Thankfully, these are easy and inexpensive to replace. You can buy a new throttle at your local e-bike shop or contact the manufacturer to get a new throttle shipped directly to you. Check the pedal assist. If you're having issues with your pedal assist mode on your e-bike, then this is something to check out. Every e-bike has a different pedal assist system. Some are built into the bottom bracket while others are a ring of magnets built into the front sprocket chainring. If you have issues with the bike pulsating or the torque sensor being out of alignment, you will need to reconnect and readjust the sensor. The mechanical adjustments of the bike can often have an effect on a torque sensor if your e-bike has one. So keep this in mind when making adjustments to the wheels, sprockets, pedals, derailleurs, and so forth. If you can't diagnose the issue, simply find the electric bike shop nearest to you and bring it in for removal and replacement. Source electricbikecity.com